At least you must admire Moriani's style and execution. I never fancied men of his dark, ponderous appearance, singing with a voice like a woman's. My good friend, said Franz, turning to him, while Albert continued to point his glass at every box in the theater. You seem determined not to approve. You are really too difficult to please. The curtain at length fell on the performances, to the infinite satisfaction to the Viscount of Morcerf, who seized his hat, rapidly passed his fingers through his hair, arranged his cravat and wristbands, and signified to Franz that he was waiting for him to lead the way. Franz, who had mutely interrogated the countess, and received from her a gracious smile in token that he would be welcome, sought not to retard the gratification of Albert's eager impatience, but began at once the tour of the house, closely followed by Albert, who availed himself of the few minutes required to reach the opposite side of the theater to settle the height and smoothness of his collar, and to arrange the lappets of his coat. This important task was just completed as they arrived at the countess's box. At the knock, the door was immediately opened, and the young man, who was seated beside the countess, in obedience to the Italian custom, instantly rose and surrendered his place to the strangers, who, in turn, would be expected to retire upon the arrival of other visitors. Franz presented Albert as one of the most distinguished young men of the day, both as regarded his position in society and extraordinary talents. Nor did he say more than the truth, for in Paris and the circle in which the Viscount moved, he was looked upon and cited as a model of perfection. Franz added that his companion, deeply grieved at having been prevented the honor of being presented to the Countess during her sojourn in Paris, was most anxious to make up for it, and had requested him, Franz, to remedy the past misfortune by conducting him to her box, and concluded by asking for his presumption in having taken it upon himself to do so. All right. What to comment on today? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's meeting the Countess. Okay, here's something. I always think of something. This is the thing. When you've been podcasting for 10 years, you can vamp about anything for 10 minutes. I've learned that very well. Just give yourself a second to think about it and just like, oh, is that a thing? I don't know. Let's just start talking and find out. Let's just start talking and find out. Have you ever met a celebrity? Has there ever been someone that you've really wanted to meet? Doesn't even have to be a celebrity, I guess, but someone you've always wanted to meet. Maybe someone you've had a crush on, you've seen from a distance, but you've not met them. Someone you're attracted to, maybe having a crush is a bit too juvenile, but and then comes the moment when you're actually going to meet them. You know that's going to happen, and so there's this dread or excitement or anticipation, whatever emotions for you come with that. I've had a few celebrity jump scares in my life, and I've had a few, oh, I know I'm going to meet fill in the blank tonight. Oh, this is a good example of where I could use a double dash. Oh, when I go to this thing, I'm going to meet, but I'm not going to. You know what? I don't need to be Dumas. I don't need to name drop. Don't listen to my other podcast, Movie Memory Machine, where I've name dropped a number of times. And they've hit the ground with a dull thud. So I'm learning my lesson. We don't need to name drop here. But my point being, Albert seems to be very much in this place where I bet his inner monologue's just like, be cool, man, just be cool, just be cool, just be cool. Or is it? I don't know. Does he have that kind of insecurity? My read on him is that he's a little too cocky, a little too overconfident. I mean, he feels entitled to be meeting this countess. And Franz, being his wingman, I mean, I guess society and reputation, I guess society being what it was at the time kind of required you to have a wingman. Though I also don't really care for the thought of a wingman. Can't we just like all be supportive of one another and not like, I don't know, work together to manipulate and deceive people into like, just, I don't know. I my ideal utopia is just like not having to concoct some insane scheme to just walk up to someone and say, hey, you know what? You seem kind of interesting, or isn't it interesting that we're at this place right now that has the things that we're looking at together? God, I don't know what I'm doing this episode. I'm so sorry. I guess it's a question though. How is Albert taking this? Franz is the one that it goes out of the way saying like he didn't have to beef up Albert's reputation or when introducing him to her. What's the line there? Nor did he say more than the truth, For in Paris and the circle in which the Viscount moved, he was looked upon and cited as a model of perfection. I guess that holds some value if you are moving from one similar circle to another similar circle, but this is also one of those things where, like, yeah, okay, you might be perfection in your circle, but how do the other circles feel about you? Maybe, circles that aren't in the same elite societies and parlor rooms and salons as you. How do the working people feel about you? It's how people can get stuck in a bubble. Call it a circle, call it a bubble. What's a bubble but a circle in 360 degrees that can pop real fast? Oh my God, folks, I am so sorry. I'm losing my mind a little bit today. It has been a long week. It's the end of a Friday. I just want to go lie down and take a nap. I should have waited to do this episode until I was a little more coherent. But you know what? It's a transitory passage. We aren't really going to see what the results of these two meeting the Countess is until tomorrow anyway. So, you know what? This is part of the messiness of the show that we have to embrace in order to get through 4 years. I'm so appreciative that you're here listening to this. If you're still listening today, I'm going to just stop talking. I'm just going to stop talking now, and I'll see you here tomorrow. I'll be on better behavior. Until then, okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.